Respect from the heart. All right, guys, so we're going to go over some of the striking with the single stick. You have diagonal, horizontal, and reverse diagonal. So we're going to start off with your diagonal strikes. So when I work my diagonal strikes on each side, as I bring the arm down, I'm going to slap the bicep. Okay. We'll explain more about this in class, but it has to do with parrying, okay, or bisecting the line. Where I'm parrying, the reason why I'm slapping that bicep is because I'm actually parrying the hand or the attack as I'm striking. But we'll discuss that more in class. So, diagonal striking. So I'm following from this corner here downward. Okay, again, following the rays of attack, the angles of attack here. Okay, using those angles. Okay, so I'm going to come from the shoulder. All right, as I strike, I bring the stick always pointing the knuckles at what I'm hitting. Okay, so I bring the stick down across that angle from top right corner to bottom left corner. One to the hip. Okay, this is going to be your fluid strike. So I bring it all the way through and back. All the way through. This is my fluid strike. One. Okay, one. 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 Alright? Then I do the other side. From here, downward, following from the left, top left corner to the bottom right corner. One. The stick follows that angle down and back up. Down and back up. Now I could go around and back to this shoulder and do this side and do this side like an X. 1, 2. But I can also take that strike from this corner here and go down. And as I go down, strike, I bring it right back up. 1 and back up. 1 and back up. And back up. 1 and back up. Okay? So that's going to be your diagonal striking. Alright? Reverse diagonal is just the opposite of that. So I'm going to come from down here and I'm going to go up. Alright? So up and back. Striking from a low load position, even from a mid load, it's going to come from the bottom up. 1 and back. 1 and back. Knuckles pointing toward, the middle knuckles pointing toward what I'm hitting. 1 and back. 1 and back. Okay, same thing on the other side here. Bottom up, turn the knuckles up. 1 and back over and down. 1. Up and down. Up and down. Right bottom right corner to top left corner. Up. Turn it over and back down. Okay. Now horizontal striking. All right. From the outside coming straight across. Obviously both sides. So whenever I do that horizontal strike, the knuckles have to turn this way. Okay. Palm is up. Knuckles are turned toward what I'm hitting. 1, and the hand turns over. From this side, it's back the other way. Palm is down now. Knuckles turned out. Palm opens back up. 1, and then palm down, go back the other way. 2. 1, 2. Okay, so I can go 1 and swing through, or I can start from this side here and go backwards. Out and back. Out and back. Okay. Next, when you're doing these strikes, you have broken and fluid. The only difference between the fluid strike and the broken strike is that I do not follow all the way through. So if I'm doing a broken strike at an angle, it's down right here and stop and bring it back. So I'm not going all the way through and back. I'm stopping at the target. When I hit the target, I'm pulling it back like a jab. Okay, so I'm stopping. 1. All right, I'm not following all the way through. 1. Hitting the bicep. 1. 1. Or other side, same way. 1. 1. Okay. All the strikes, all the angles, all the same way, broken or fluid, doesn't matter. It's the same strike, it's just fluid strike follows all the way through where a broken strike stops. Or stops and pulls back. Okay? Alright, that's going to take care of the basic striking. There is 2 other strikes. It's a wee tick, what we call a wee tick strike, and jabbing. Okay? So, when I do a jab, alright, I'm going to load this stick across the body. So I'm going to bring not from here, but I'm going to bring the stick over to the opposite shoulder, touch the bicep with the hand that's empty. From here, I'm going to strike out, and it's going to be basically a broken strike. So I go out and back. 1. Just like a jab goes out and back, the stick is going to go out, hit the target, and come back. Out and back. Out and back. 1. Okay? That's jabbing. Now, a weed tick. A weed tick is a fake. So when I go to strike, when I do a weed tick, it's a fake. So when I hit that first side, as I hit, or as I cause them to want to block my initial attack, I'm going to control the stick. That's why we don't commit all the way on the first strike. Because if I want to, when they strike, I can fake the stick and bring it around to this side. Weed tick is where I set them up with the first strike, and as I begin to hit, I fake and go around to the other side and hit. Alright, so again, whenever Mr. Wesley, if you would, help me out. Somehow, Mr. Wesley, help out real quick. So what I'm doing is, when I go to strike toward the head, he's going to want to defend that. So whenever I do that, I'm going to hit not hard, but I'm going to hit light, and I'm going to fake and come around to the other side. So I feed the first strike, and as I do, I fake and come around to the other side. Okay, it's called a weed tick. So you start with a strike, like for example, they can practice to the temple. So I do a light strike toward the temple, like we do when we do a broken strike. So I go light strike to the temple, and right as I get to my target, I'm going to turn it over and hit on the other angle. Remember those first 2 angles. Here, coming down, and this side coming down. So I start here, 1, and as I go to hit the target, I fake and go to the other side and hit on the back side. Okay, that's your weed tick. 1, 2. Now the weed tick can go the other way. I can go 1, 2. Alright, so I can hit from the back side first, fake that strike, and come around to the front. Alright, so that is your jabbing and weed tick. Alright guys, that's all the basic striking.